What's your never again story?
Giving men a chance. Riding drop towers or roller coasters, or really any amusement rides that goes more than like 3 to 4 meters above ground. I have never been as brain shutting down and genuinely believing I'll die a violent death, terrified. Those things.
I tried dirty talking with a BF because I can't stop blabbering during, and he said I might as well be talking sexy. It was cringe. No thanks, I'll keep rambling about what happened at work today.
Giving insecure men a chance at it. What I meant was really low self-esteem. However, note that high self-esteem could also be not good, as self-esteem doesn't necessarily correlates with a capability of person but simply how they perceive themselves. Very high self-esteem could lead to narcissistic point of, so it's not necessarily black and white. What I look out for usually is self-efficacy. Knowing what you're capable of and being competent. Self-efficacy also takes up a part in self-esteem. Yeah.
I would never give a recovering addict a chance, used quotations, because the man I'm referring to wasn't really recovering at all. He lied to me about where he was at in his recovery. When we moved in together way too soon, he was drinking after work and the weekends. It gradually got a lot worse when he went through something traumatic, and I ended up being in the receiving end of gaslighting and other types of emotional would have my guards up in the future when it comes to addiction, but I do believe 100% that people can recover and are deserving of love.
Ignoring obvious warning signs because they're hot.
Too many. A few highlights. Never again will I offer to help someone move homes in a short time span with unnecessary pressure and monumental obligations to get them resituated. Never will I mix too many types of alcohol while day drinking in the sun. Never again will I overlook deal breakers. Because he is the perfect man in every other reason it was a deal breaker before.
After my last ex, I vowed to never again date people I didn't see a future with and to up my standards.
Stepping outside of my job duties at work. I made a calendar of useful dates one time. I became calendar girl for the whole department after, nope.
An innocent one. Slept in the ice hotel. Unique experience, but never need to do that again.
Let myself being manipulated because I'm so understanding.
Bleaching my dark brown hair blonde. Fun as a one-time thing, but my hair was ruined for a year or two after.
If I ever get
I will never again allow a friend to stay at my house for over a weekend. It took me almost a year to pry that fuckers off my couch. And then I had to get the couch destroyed because of MRSA.
I will never not pay for a cabin or a paid camping site at Mammoth Cave in KY. Hiking 3 miles to our campsite in pouring rain is a big no for me.
That.
I had a male best friend. Long story short, he tried to ruin my life. Never again.
I'll never get into a relationship unless I have my mess cleaned up. That's the T.
Go out on my kayak without a PFD. I was paddling a very shallow stream. It was only about 4 feet deep. It's a side stream off the Savannah River, so I would paddle up the stream, get to the main river and paddle down the river to where I launched. I did it a few dozen times and it was my favorite. One day I got hot and wanted to get off at a, only I misstepped and tipped the kayak. My foot became tangled in something and I couldn't get it undone. The current was pulling me under and I was unable to grab anything except my kayak, which was also being pulling downstream. I did not have enough core strength to reach for my foot to untangle it. I was holding onto my kayak for dear life. I knew if I let it go it would go downstream and I would not have anything to hold me up. After what seemed like hours, was maybe 5 minutes, some other paddlers came through and helped me out. I then got a stern lecture on the importance of a PFD. I went out and bought a very pretty and expensive one that I love wearing now.
letting doctors gaslight me or make me think my concerns aren't valid or rooted in anything substantial.
MRSA? Just, wow.
Ignore my gut instincts when it comes to relationships. Also never take a man's words seriously unless he can back it up with actions.
Marriage, that is all.
Completely trust anyone.
Hormonal birth control. I've tried it all and it's all been terrible. Except for the normal combined pill, which I can't have because of my types of migraines. Special mention for the Mirena coil, which can get in the bin and stay there forever.
befriending ex and welcoming any of them back to my life.
I love how oddly specific this is, but as someone who plans on visiting Mammoth Cave in the coming years, I will jot it down.
I'll never get married again lol, he tried to ruin me. I'm so thankful I never had children.
Curious to know more about the alcohol, son story as I was planning a few boozy picnics in the summer loudly crying.
It's okay to be insecure because there's nothing wrong with that, that is human. But it's certain behaviors that insecure people can do that can be harmful to others. I'm thinking maybe like gaslighting, controlling behaviors that come from a place of insecurity, if you get me.
Never again live with the messiest, dirtiest person I have ever met in my life. I don't know what I was thinking.
Lola. Tequila and gin are far too different to be mixed interchangeably with the one bottle of soda you are fruit to the drink, also makes no difference lol, just one hard liquor of your choice, you can vary the mixes and hydrate in between. White wine is a vibe. All on its own.
Okay, so, being born.
Believing they will pull themselves together.
Personally, I'd need to live with someone for a bit before I'd commit to marriage.
Situationships.
Never dating for potential.
I would never try to fix someone ever again. Lol, when we will ever learn.
Boarding a plane at 6 a.m. for my 14-plus hour flight home from Tokyo after a night of too much sake and sushi. Took me 2 years before I could even look at sushi, and I still can't smell sake without gagging.
Dating a nice guy.
Walk a man through. 1. How to be responsible and held accountable. 2. How to communicate effectively, or at all. 3. How to navigate his feelings if they are 30 and don't know by now, it's because they don't care. There are tons and tons of articles, videos, books, etc., about dealing with your emotions, how to address trauma and communicate, and how to be financially really don't care. These type of men care more about their video games, their Marvel movies, and their TCGs. I asked my guy friend why. It's so hard for men to admit they need to take time to work on themselves, regardless if they're partnered. He said, this capitalistic hole isn't worth the effort. I'd rather live hedonistically today than work on myself, or build for a future tomorrow. Because I could do everything right and still fall ill and rack up life-ruining medical debt or die in a car accident. There's no point. It's better to just throw yourselves into your joys now before the inevitable takes you. And if I spend my life building something, I'll have to give up everything I have to grind, just to live a semi-acceptable life. And for what? I may have more money, but I'll just get depressed because I'll be so consumed by responsibilities that I'll have no time to do anything really me up, because he has no idea that he has depression and it's brainwashing him. This is what I'm talking about when I say, they don't care, because one day when they can't pay their rent and they have no lasting relationships or people to lean on, they will truly believe that it was 100% unavoidable.
Spill the tea on this one.
Don't lend partners money. They'll play you off as a menace if you ask for the repayment they promised a year later, then disappear to never be heard from again.
If I were to ever get divorced, I would never be with someone with a child again. BM drama is real.
100% this. I can sympathize with insecurity, but it's suicide for friendships and relationships.
Fix a man's life for him. I had to help him pick a major. Figure out if he wanted to go to grad school or not. Handle his mental health issues because he wouldn't get a therapist. And support his SoundCloud rapping. All while being told I'm not good enough for him. Too old. Not religious. Too radical. Too loud, etc.
Honestly, I wasted so much time on dudes because I didn't think I was worth it. Never again. My husband is so hot. And actually hot. Other people think he's attractive.
Giving a guy the first wasn't even attracted to a chance because he would get upset when I rejected him, and, at the time, I enjoyed our friendship and didn't want to ruin its skeptical smiley face. I should have just cut the friendship off completely after he didn't take no for an answer. It's one of my biggest regrets. I feel like being with him really impacted my dating life, and I have almost zero desire to date men again. Awful experience.